Hi friends, so today I am going to speak to you about the number one basic requirement for manifestation. This requirement is above all the techniques that you have ever practiced. See, as you know, I believe that manifestation is a built-in feature of the human mind. Everything that we see around us today, the buildings, bridges, cryptocurrencies, the country boundaries, the smartphones, everything was a thought in somebody's mind, and then only it became reality. So that is how the human mind has been built. We think something, then we create, then it becomes a reality. So as Gautam Buddha had said 5000 years back, what we think we become, what we feel we attract, and what we imagine we create. So it's very obvious that the way to get anything, any goal that we want, we have to first have it in our mind. And with studies we know that once our goal is implanted in our subconscious mind, it is going to come true. So when everything is happening through our mind, don't you think that the quality of our mind is a very, very important factor in the way our manifestations happen? So today I am going to tell you how you can get into a relaxed and calm mind, how you can get into a very powerful state of mind from where you can get your manifestations. Let me share a story with you first. So in ancient India, there used to be a rishi who had many students. They were all princes from various kingdoms, and one of them was very proud of his skill of archery. So what he could do, he could put an arrow to a tree, and with the second arrow, he could just pierce the first arrow and split it into two. So apart from him, only the guru had this skill. No other students could pick it up. So he became very proud. So the guru noticed that this particular student, he is getting very proud of his and arrogant about his skill. Guru thought that he should teach this Shishya a lesson. So one day they started walking in the jungle, and while walking they came across a narrow ravine. On this ravine there was a log of a tree which was across, and you could walk across that and go to the other side. So the guru told him, see dear student, you can see the tree across the ravine. So I want you to go in the center of this log, stand there and show me your archery skill. So first he was scared. He said, no, I don't want to go. The guru said, no, please go. I want to teach you something through this. So the Shishya goes to the center and he prays, and then he puts the arrow. But then his hand starts shaking. So he starts crying, Guru, please help me, please get me back to firm land. So the guru has pity on him, and he goes to the center, gets him back. Then the guru tells him, see, dear student, you are extremely skillful, but just skill alone is not enough, because you need a steady mind. You need a steady and calm mind with which you can employ the skill to get the results that you want. So basically, if your mind is unsteady, his mind was unsteady, full of fear of falling down. So in this unstable mind, he couldn't even use a skill which he was a master of. So this is exactly what happens with our minds. So what happened to the archer happens to us. Even if we set our goal and we know how to get it, but if our mind is unstable, we are not able to reach our goals, and so our manifestations don't happen. So the number one requirement for manifestation is to have a calm and relaxed mind. So in this video, I will talk about the reason our mind becomes unstable, 2, how to think correctly to get a stable mind, and 3, some daily practices which will ensure that you have a calm and relaxed mind. So let's see the reasons for instability in our mind and the problems that this can lead to. So now every thought we think, it causes waves in our mind. You can think of your mind as a lake. So every thought is like a pebble that is thrown in the lake. A pebble, when it touches a mind, it causes circular waves in the mind, and the lake of mind is disturbed. Now actually these waves should die down fast, and then we should be able to get our calm mind back. So a minor thought will create a gentle ripple which settles down fast, but thoughts which are charged with emotions, they will create very big waves. Now what happens in life is that we think multiple thoughts of unrelated topics. So this creates too many waves in the mind, all over our mind. So what happens is that this creates a lot of turbulence in our mind, And in this kind of turbulent and restless mind, there is no clarity. We cannot see to the depths of our mind. When you cannot see to the depths of the mind, you work from very surface of the mind, you can never reach the actual power of your mind, which actually lies in your subconscious mind. So since you are always, there's a lot of turbulence at the surface of your mind, you cannot reach its depth, and your goal never gets implanted in your subconscious. This kind of restless and agitated mind, it is called the monkey mind. So as I said, it's like pebbles are thrown all over the lake, the different ripples will come, so they will overlap, they will cancel each other, and chaos and disturbance is there in this mind. So what happens as a result? You are not in touch of your own intuition, so your decision making will become very weak. You are unable to take any direction in which to proceed. One time you think of something, the next moment you are thinking of something else. So this kind of mind, you will not have any focus, and you will not be able to do any deep work. What happens now? Suppose we are sitting in a yoga class, we will think about what work we have to do in the house. Suppose we are in the house, we will think of our office problems. So, and it goes very fast. Office problems, oh, I have to call a plumber, oh, my baby is crying, what will I cook for lunch? These kind of, the mind keeps flitting from topic to topic. So this leads to a lot of turbulence. So this is not really good, because our mind gets very puzzled with so many thoughts coming at the same time. It leads to something called the cognitive fatigue. So from the evolutionary standpoint, human brains are made for energy conservation. They are not really made to think. Their main purpose is to make us survive in this world, and to take care of the homeostasis of our body. So homeostasis means the various systems in our body, like circulatory system, respiratory system, skeletal system, muscular system, they must all work very efficiently. So energy should be used only when it's required, because energy is a very costly resource, right? In earlier times, food was hard to come by, so energy was a very costly resource, and energy always had to be conserved. And as you know, brains are the one which uses the maximum energy in the body. Our brain uses the maximum energy in the body. So every thought we think costs us a lot of energy. So that's how excess thinking will give this use up our energy, give us a lot of fatigue, and we feel stuck and feel confused. We don't have any clarity in our thoughts. What is the correct way to use our mind? Correct way to use our mind is that you have to lessen the number of thoughts. We have to have less thoughts in our mind, and the thoughts should go at a slow speed. We have this wrong notion that we try to solve everything in our mind mentally. We think that if we use our mind more, we will perform better in the world, but it works the other way around. So we have to think less thoughts. Now the question is that thoughts are not really in our control. Thoughts just keep coming up in our mind, so they don't take permission before they appear in our mind. So how do we control our thoughts? So let's see, how do we think correctly? See, there are two ways in which thoughts can come in our mind. Number one is that when we see something in the external world, some object, then some thought will come in our mind. For example, if we see a rose, and we'll look at the color, perceive the color, and think how beautiful the rose is. The second place from which thoughts arise is from our memories. So if we recall some incident where we were insulted by someone, so we tend to keep thinking of that quarrel in a loop. Keep going over the whole thing again and again and again. He said this, then I said this, then he said this, and I said this, I should have said this. This happens, right? So these are the two ways in which thoughts come in our mind. So the obvious way to reduce the thoughts would then be that we don't engage with the objects in the world. But then if we have to live in this world, of course we have to interact with the world and the objects in the world, right? So the key here is to reduce the unnecessary thoughts. Whenever we see some object in this world or event or person, what we do, we tend to pass judgment, and we tend to make some comment about it mentally. For example, we say if it's cold, we'll say, oh, it's so cold, it should, warm weather is so much better. Or if we see some lady dressed in a blue sari, we say, oh, this sari is not looking good on her, she's looking fat in it. Or anything, anybody says anything, we always have a judgment and a commentary going on in our mind. So this leads to a lot of unnecessary chatter. So we should stop this habit of mental commentary, commenting on everything. We have to develop the habit of just observing and accepting things as they are. And when it is none of our business, we should just accept things, right? And we should be especially careful about the negative comments that we make, because negative thoughts pull in more and more thoughts, filling the mind. And because if we say a positive thing, okay, she is looking beautiful, there is not much that we add on that. Suppose we say that, oh, she was shouting so much today in the meeting, then we'll keep analyzing it, and the number of thoughts will keep increasing. Now, to have a relaxed mind and to experience the stillness of our mind, to get to the depths of our mind, we can practice this in meditation. So what happens in meditation is, suppose we focus on your breath and you let your thoughts pass by, right? So suppose you notice yourself that you are looking at the thoughts, then you come back to your breath. So when you keep practicing this, soon the number of thoughts will decrease and you will be able to notice the gap between the thoughts. So it's a gap between the thoughts which lets you look at the depth of your mind. So in daily life, in a day-to-day life, how do we get to this gap in our thoughts? Because then only we will know how a still or a calm mind is, right? And obviously, whenever we talk of getting to a still mind, it's not that our mind is going to be absolutely still, because then we will be like a yogi and not interact with the world. What we mean to say is that we need to get at a calmer state of mind where we have less thoughts and we have slow thoughts, so that we are able to have clarity in our mind, and in a relaxed way we can operate in this world and get our manifestations. So how do we slow down our thoughts? To slow down our thoughts, every day you get into the practice of writing what you think about during the day. So you will soon realize that the thoughts that you get are about the things that you are attached to. So if a mother is attached to the children, most of the time she'll be thinking about the children, and if the attachment is too much, then the thoughts will be very intense. Similarly, if a person is attached to money, he'll full time be thinking about money. Is there any other way I can earn more money? Where should I invest my money? Is my money safe? Is it growing at a proper? Always he'll be thinking about money. Basically, to slow down our thoughts, we have to reduce our attachments. So as you reduce the attachments, the speed of your thoughts will reduce, and the thoughts will not spiral out of your awareness. For it will be easy for you to catch the gap between two thoughts. So what you have to do is you have to get into the practice of observing your thoughts. So in the beginning, you can set aside some time during the day when you are doing some physical activity, like maybe you are washing the dishes or folding the clothes. That time you start by observing your thoughts. And so this observing of thoughts is called being in the witness, or Sakshi Bhav. So the thing is, when you observe the thoughts, automatically the thoughts will lessen. In this Sakshi Bhav, we become aware that we are not really our thoughts. We are just the pure consciousness or awareness. So we are not our thoughts. It is in our choice whether we want to identify with the thoughts or not. So when your thoughts are slow and less, and when you practice being the Sakshi Bhav, you are not identified with the thoughts. So if you are angry, you will not say that I am angry. You will say that I am having the feeling of being angry. So it is different. So because you are having the feeling of being angry, you are different from anger. You can control your anger. So as you practice being in the Sakshi Bhav, you get the power to choose the thoughts to which you want to give attention to. So all the wasteful thoughts, the thoughts which are not serving you in any way, which are negative thoughts, that you have to ignore. As you start ignoring them, they will become less and less. This is how you will develop positive thinking in your life. And this is how you will always be able to have a clarity of mind. You will get proper intuition as what actions to take to reach your goal. And you will be reaching your goal much, much faster and with 100% guarantee, because your focus on your goals will be clear. Your mind will not be confused, and in the subconscious you will be planting your goals rather than all the distractions that you come across. So all in all, the conclusion is that you should think less, think slow, and think right, which means have positive thoughts, pure thoughts. You should always operate from purity and from your higher self. Your thoughts should be aligned with your higher self rather than from your lower self of ego. When you act out of love and purity, your mind is very serene and very calm. You do not waste your mind's vital energy, and it is available for you to perform your tasks which are required to take you towards your goal. I will now tell you the daily practices that you can do to get a steady and calm mind. So first and foremost practice which is required to attain a calm and steady mind is meditation practice. You can start with as less as 10 minutes and take it up to 15 minutes, 20 minutes of meditation. You can start with the breath meditation, where you just sit with your eyes closed. First and foremost, you have to relax your body and relax your eyes. Shut your eyes and just observe your breath. Let the breath come and go as it is. Do not try to control it. Soon you will see that there are some thoughts coming in your mind. So let the thoughts come in your mind. See, thoughts you can treat like guests. Some guests have come in your mind. So at this point of time, you have to just ignore all of their existence. So as you ignore them, because you are ignoring them, they will just go away. So just practice this every day. As you keep practicing it, you will be able to catch the totally calm mind. And once you are in meditation, once in 24 hours, the rest of the 24 hours also, your mind works in a very good condition. In meditation, you are actually resting your mind. It is coming to a steady state, it is coming to a reset, and then in the 24 hours, it can be very, very productive. Okay, so first thing is meditation. Second thing is journaling. You can do journaling in the form of the brain dump. So every day morning, you just sit and write down what all thoughts are coming in your mind, anything that you are stressed about, anything that you have to specially do. So once it is out of your mind into a journal, your mind becomes empty of it, and later you can tackle what is there on the journal as to which are the ones which are important to do and which are the ones which are obviously wasteful thoughts. So second is journaling. Third is what we discussed recently, which is the Sakshi Bhav. So whenever you see a thought arise, you just say, this is not me. This is just a thought passing through my consciousness. So this will instantly reduce the power of that thought. Then you have to practice detachment. Detachment doesn't mean that you do not, for example, with children, doesn't mean that you do not love your children. You give them love and care and everything, but you are not too attached to them. So attachment leads to things like, you are overtly worried about them when they are out of the house, or you are always shouting at them, please study, please study. Attachment is you remove yourself a little bit from them. You are not them. You are just here to facilitate their journey in this world. So don't identify too much with them. So if you are in a detached manner, then you will get less thoughts in your brain. You can function better and you can do better things for them also. So first is meditation, then journaling, then vairagya or detachment. Then you have to choose the right diet and lifestyle. Diet includes both what you eat, so keep it as sattvic and light as you can, and also the media consumption. So your social media consumption, your doom scrolling that you do, that all is very harmful for the mind, because there is too much information that comes into mind and clutters your mind with that. So you have to reduce the media consumption. You have to sleep on time, walk in nature, do some grounding exercises like walking barefoot in the nature. All these are they're very simple, but they're extremely beneficial to be having a steady and a calm mind. Next is pranayam. So when you do breathing practices, which are there in yoga, deep breathing, then nadi shodhan, which is anulom vilom, alternate nostril breathing, bhramari, which is the humming bee, breathing. So these three, deep breathing, nadi shodhan and bhramari pranayam, they are extremely beneficial to come at a very calm mind state, because your breath is very intimately connected with our mind. So if we slow down breathing, do rhythmic breathing, we will get a calm mind. The thoughts will lessen very much in our minds. Then we have to make a conscious effort to cultivate a positive and a pleasant frame of mind in this world. So we should cultivate the feelings of friendliness towards everybody who's happy, compassion towards the people who are sad in life, joy for the people who are doing good, virtuous people. And there are some people who are not so good, who are toxic. So you have to just ignore these people in your life. This is what the Patanjali Yoga Sutra says. These are the things, these are the way in which, if these attitudes you have a pleasant and a positive mindset in this world. So your mind is not agitated unnecessarily by the events and people in this world. Then the sixth very powerful thing that we can do is japa of any mantra or nam jap. So if we sit for 10-15 minutes and even do a simple mantra like Om, and it brings single pointedness in our mind, and which is the first requirement to be focused and get to a still mind, which is a highly functional mind. its intuition power is very developed, so it can guide you very well which direction you have to go in the world, and your efficiency of working increases a lot. Then the last point is that see, all the thoughts that come to our mind in the auto mode, like we work in the autopilot mode for 95% of the time. So basically it comes from the subconscious mind, from the patterns in the subconscious mind. So these patterns which are there in our mind, these are called sanskaras. For example, some person is very short tempered, some person is very cool in the same kind of situation. So why does that happen? Because of the different sanskaras. So it is for us to sit down, see where we are having problems, which area of life do we have a problem in, which kind of behavior do we have under stress. And when we see that and we observe, so we can go back and try to clear those sanskaras, change those sanskaras. So we should understand that it is not good. For example, if we again take the example of anger, we should know that being angry is at small things is not good. So we have to work on that and give a better reaction the next time. So as you keep giving a better reaction, your sanskara changes. This is also the concept of neuroplasticity. So as we behave with our behavior, we can change our sanskaras. So friends, this was my video. I do hope that you can see it once and you can see it twice. It is a very deep video, because the thing is, in our life it is not we should not panic in small things. We should know the direction in which we have to move. We see, the relaxed mind is the topmost tool that is there in our hands to live the optimum life possible for us. So always we should know that we have to keep our mind relaxed. So what all is required to do the relaxed mind, you have to do. So you have to inculcate positive thinking, which means right thinking. You have to think less and you have to think slow. See, this idea that people who think more and who can think through the problems are very intelligent, it is a false idea. The mind is not really meant to be thinking. The mind is meant to keep us alive in this world. Best way to use this mind is, you have to think less and work more. You think. The thing is not, it is not that you don't think and don't plan. The control thinking you should do. You should not go back to the default mode thinking where the mind starts wandering. If you're thinking about a task or something to do on purpose, or conscious thinking is a different thing. What you have to be very wary of is the unconscious thinking, where your mind is just spiraling out of your awareness. So keep your awareness on your thoughts and be relaxed. Be relaxed in life. Trust in life process. Everything will work out for your good. As the Gita says, जो हुआ वो अच्छा हुआ, जो हो रहा वो अच्छा हो रहा है, जो आगे होगा वो भी अच्छा होगा. तुम क्यों चिंता करते हो? तुम जो भी करते हो भगवान को अर्पण करते चलो. Surrender to God, everything will be fine. Dear friends, to help you in your positive thinking, I have made a very comprehensive PDF. And if you are interested in getting it, you can WhatsApp me. My number is 9869674036. See you friends. Bye.